is this?
Black Nerd Problems. He do be cooking though. No bullshit.
Yeah. What is
Definitely
this?
got to try and
There we go.
whatever PLE we at, we got to try and tap in with Malcolm and go to Waffle House.
Hey man. Hey, he said I appreciated
Special
him
Waffle
vouching
House
the special. Listen,
episode.
man, it's the
And we
dark
just
horse
interview
item on the
him.
menu. Oh, that would be a dope episode. As just interviewing him at Waffle House, that would be crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, man, the dark horse item on the menu. I never forget. I'm in Waffle House, man. Sitting down at the counter. I love to eat at the counter unless I'm with, what I'm saying, people. If I'm by myself, I'm eating at the counter every time if it's clear. Dude come in fresh off of driving the truck, fresh off the road. He sits down. He said, "Hey, let me get a chicken hash brown bowl, a chicken hash brown milk bowl with triple chicken." And I looked left, and I was like, "It's like triple chicken." He was like, "Yo, yeah, triple chicken." He said, "Put egg scrambled with cheese inside the bowl. Let me get it with onions, and let me get some A1 sauce or some ketchup." Man, when I tell you, bro, they bought out the bowl and everybody was looking at the bowl. Even the people working there was like, yo, that looks so good. And the next time I went to Waffle House at Triple Chicken kind of,
It's outlandish. That's all
yeah,
outlandish,
triple
man.
chicken. That's a lot of chicken. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a certified big back, but even myself, I was like, that's a lot. So I dumped it down to double chicken. I do get double chicken. But I get the egg scrambled with cheese. I get the onions, and I get the A1 sauce. Dark, undefeated. I haven't gotten the All-Star special in so long just because I get that every time with a waffle, bro. And it's undefeated though. Undefeated. It's one of the best things Waffle House ever came up with. Now I ain't getting the steak hash brown bowl, but that chicken, yeah. But interviewing when Malcolm Muscle stamped my order, I was like, yeah. It's like I know I'm cooking with something. So
I might have to try that.
Hey man, so to all my people who still watch wrestling, but specifically to Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Malcolm Muscle, Jacob Fatu, and the rest of the Waffle House lovers. Chicken melt hash brown bowl, double chicken, egg scrambled and cheese. Don't let them tell you that it's cheese already inside of the bowl. If you read the menu, you know it's cheese already inside of the bowl because it's called the chicken hash brown melt bowl, which means if it's melted, it's cheese in it. Don't shortchange me. Scramble my eggs with cheese inside that bowl as well. You know what I'm saying? Get it with the onions. You know what I mean? If you like onion sauteed, get a waffle on the side, chocolate chip waffle. If you're feeling frisky, I know Shaq like a blueberry waffle. I ain't really into the blueberry waffles.
Sir.
Hey man, great A.
Yes, sir.
In the fall, get that pumpkin spice waffle. That pumpkin spice waffle is A1. And get you a side of apple juice, man, or some orange juice, and you good to go. But for all my people that still watch wrestling, we back.
It's
We
back
took
intro in our history of our show.
Yes, sir.
Back intro.
We need more intros like that. You know I love wrestling. Now you know I also love food. But we back with episode 37, man. We took a week off, you know what I mean, kind of refreshed, and we here. It's been a lot going on. We got a lot to talk about. This episode, man, for all my people who, I ain't gonna call y'all glazers like my man Dawkins did, but for all my people who love the IWC as a whole, not just WWE, you're gonna like this episode because we got a great mix of topics in regards to AEW, in regards to TNA, and in regards to WWE, man. So this episode is gonna be good. What's up, Willie?
I think we should title this episode "Are You Focused, Man?" Because I say that because of what we got on the agenda. Because again, it's putting the highlight on a lot of things on the AEW side and on the WWE side. So, are you focused on those things? But also, just total transparency on my end. I am a big New York Knicks fan, and if you are not aware, it is 9:30 right now Eastern Standard Time. We are currently playing for our fucking lives. I have that set up on one screen. So if you see me lose my shit at any given moment, you know why. If I'm not focused on what we're talking about with wrestling. So yes, I still watch wrestling, but yes, I still watch my New York damn Knicks. Knicks and
I
7,
like that.
baby.
Let's
I
go.
Knicks
like
and
that.
7.
I like that. And for those of you that saw the intro to the last episode, Shaq is officially a New York Knicks fan. He made the right decision.
Knicks and 7. You heard me?
That's dope. Yeah, we are gonna name that Are You Focused? I like that.
And I got the game up on the TV over here. So if I glance to the right,
They up 16 right now, so we'll see what happens. Here's how we're gonna start though, man. I saw my post. Forget who is by, man. I got it saved in my folder, so if I remember later, I'll definitely shout you out. I like to give credit where it's due. But somebody had a meme of 4 wrestlers, and it said as far as in-ring performers, rank these 4 wrestlers, right? So here's how we're gonna start. I'm gonna see what you guys say. I may not even give a list. Cause I'm gonna lean towards y'all. Since we doing episode that's gonna feature everything as far as wrestling is concerned. I need 2 lists. I need a current and I need an all-time list when I give you these 4 wrestlers. All right. So I need one current and I need one all-time. Have to be in order. Rank these 4 in regards to in-ring performance only. Okay. The 4 wrestlers are Will Ospreay, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, and Finn Balor. I
My
need
brother Finn, I hate to see you at the bottom of each of those
and
lists, brother Finn.
my
Finn,
God,
I'm a
Prince
big fan of yours,
sorry, Prince,
brother
the
Finn.
original leader of the Bullet Club.
I'm
I'm
so sorry,
sorry,
brother
yeah,
Finn.
but you're at the bottom.
even I understand. And I'm just asking. I understand right now, but even all time, y'all would have them at 4.
Yes, and then I'm on that list.
Okay.
And then honestly,
Time?
I need an all-time list and I need a current list. Like
Okay,
right now.
all time.
So right now, of course, means within the past year, and then all time.
I'm gonna go all time first. All time is AJ, Kenny, Will, Finn.
All right, where you going
all
all
time.
time?
Again, it varies. You're arguing basically on how long you've been doing it at this point. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Between AJ and Kenny, because that's you're arguing about who's going to be one. So I just out of this, the sake of being different, I'm gonna go Kenny AJ. Kenny AJ Will Finn from all.
All right, before y'all get y'all current list, let me ask a question. Out of those, well, y'all already cemented Finn at 4, which is once again understandable. But out of those top 3, who has the most classic matches? Y'all think?
Kenny.
Kenny. Okay. What about you, Shaq? Who you think got the most classic matches? I know they got a lot of 5 stars and stuff like that. But in your opinion,
I ain't never heard AJ be called the best bout machine. That ain't no name. You just claim yourself.
AJ's won PWI #1 male wrestler 3 times.
You said what?
I think AJ was ranked PWI #1 3 times.
I think Kenny has the same amount, if not more.
I got.
Let's see. Hold on.
You can look it up real quick.
Yeah, look that up real quick. Who has a number?
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because I'm lazy.
Who's been ranked the most #1 all time? Why he doing that? Shaq, what's your current list?
Current, Will, and Kenny just got back. Will, and they both just got back. So Will, Kenny, AJ, Finn. No, excuse me. Yeah, Will. Yeah, I'm sick with that.
All right. So, brother, man, I hate to inform you, but by ChatGPT standards, Kenny Omega has been PWI's #1 500 twice in 2018 and 21. AJ Styles, on the other hand, has only done it once in 2010.
I say it correctly.
You still going with AJ? So I will say this: current.
It's on some like AJ walk, so Kenny could run kind of vibe almost like you gotta play respects. Yeah, your OG.
All right, so my bad. Shaq, did you give your current list?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what was your list one more time? Current.
Will, Kenny, AJ, Finn.
Okay, and who you got current, Willie? Before I say it.
Will, AJ, Kenny, Finn.
So all right. So for those of you that's watching, I've done a lot of backtracking. So I'm not even gonna give an all-time list simply because like I haven't been following the entire IWC as long as Shaq and Willie, so that's why I lean towards them to that. I have been watching old Kenny and AJ stuff, but not as much as them. I'm kind of playing catch up with that. I will give a current list though. My current list, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have, if I'm going off of within the past year, Will, I think we unanimously got Will 1. But I switch up when it comes to 2, 3, and 4. So I have Will 1. Kenny he's coming off an injury, so I'm gonna put Finn at 2, and I will put Finn at 2, Kenny 3, AJ 4, simply because like Kenny and AJ both coming off of injuries. They haven't wrestled a lot within the past year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least Finn,
Finn
and
has been
there's no
consistent as fuck. And
Finn
so,
has been
like, when I really think
consistent.
about my current list, and
Yeah,
you make a great point, because if we're arguing tenure and how long they've been doing it, the same applies with that when it comes to your consistency, how long he's
yeah,
been back. You know what I mean? Since
mm,
injury, all that. Finn and Will be number one. Finn has an argument to be number two, because
yeah.
both AJ and Kenny have been out. You know what I mean? And are kind of technically just getting back into the swing of things.
Mhm.
Right. I can still understand having Kenny and AJ because AJ did have that classic with Cody Rhodes last year at Backlash, and then Kenny, he that tag team match at what was that, AEW Grand Slam? Was that the one in Australia? That was fire, and he had another fire match. So Finn hasn't really put on any classics, but he hasn't really had any bad matches either. You can say they've been good. They haven't necessarily been. All of them have been 4 or 5 stars. They've been good to great, but like you said, he's been consistent. You know what I mean? Um, and so yeah, and then he's coming
And
off that.
it's to be ranked 4 on that list is no knock. You're talking about 4 very high level competitors and very high level performers of their craft. So I don't want
Absolutely.
to take that as like what number 4 as like taking a shot. It's like if you're
I
for
don't think
if you're like it's like saying you're like the 4th option on the dream team. That's all
yeah,
right.
anybody who's watching the podcast, of course, we always going to debate and we welcome that. But I think if the 4 of them listen to this podcast as competitors, they might feel a way. But honestly, I don't think they would even take it as a slight. They for the all
Hey,
time.
I've been a
They
fan of
for
Finn because he was Prince, man. Started
Yeah,
doing this. Come on, man.
they for the all time greats, man. So yeah, I think that's what makes it tough. That's what makes it tough. And I was very interested to see what y'all was gonna say about that,
And I
man.
think we all know I have an AJ Styles bias.
Yeah, yeah. So in regards to, I will say this about Finn. I don't have this in the agenda real quick, but I will say this about Finn. Y'all think history about to repeat itself real quick with what's going on with the Judgment Day right now? Do y'all think Dom is about to is about to turn heel for the 3rd time, or do y'all think this is gonna take a completely different direction? What y'all think about to happen with the Judgment Day and this whole saga with Finn and Dom?
I
Man.
think Finn may be on his way out.
I
Yeah,
think Finn.
Finn's showing
Mm.
dissension right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Finn is absolutely on his way out, but not the way everybody thinks. I think Liv is going to expose Finn, but I think what they do to Finn, I think it's going to be like Gang, like he's going to get jumped out. You know what I'm saying? He's going to, like, you know how y'all used to say with the Bullet Club, every time somebody was about to leave the company, they would like had this brutal beatdown of whoever was about to leave or whatnot. I think the same thing going to happen with Finn. I think the way they're gonna turn on Finn is gonna create sympathy, and then we're gonna get a good guy Finn back, and that's when the demon character is gonna come back and stuff like that. So I don't think he can be Demon Finn as a heel, though. I honestly don't. I think he's too popular and too over to be Demon Finn, and I think if you really gonna give him a push, I think he got to be Demon Finn. That's what's up, man. So let's get with the let's start with the ladies real quick, man. So a shocker happened Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, I'm watching the game. I said I was gonna watch NXT the next day. I'm watching the game, you know what I'm saying? And I get an alert that say 2 new champions crowned at NXT. And I said, okay. So I clicked the alert and one of them was Ethan Page, which I wasn't shocked about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Ricky Saints should eventually get the belt back. But you know what I'm saying? Ethan Page winning, that's not a shock. But when I saw JC Jane crowned as a new NXT Women's Champion, I thought that was a
Surprise.
typo. And then I go straight to Instagram, and sure enough, JC Jane wins. And so everybody is shocked, everybody is surprised. Cause from one aspect, and y'all can tell me how y'all feel about it, like from one aspect, feel like, you know what I'm saying, how y'all was saying months ago about how y'all didn't think Julia was gonna get called up yet, because somebody had to carry the torch and kind of hold it down for the women as far as the superstars or whatever. Stephanie Vakir was obviously that, and then she loses. But then we found out today that word on the block is that Mariah May has officially signed with WWE. So we got potentially, as nothing has been confirmed yet, but the rumor is that Stephanie Vakir is eventually going to go to Raw. Jordan Grace is eventually going to SmackDown, and they're making room for Mariah May. So how do y'all feel about the call-ups? Do y'all think Stephanie Vakir losing was the right ordeal? And how y'all feel about Mariah May going to WWE?
We'll start with Stephanie losing the title. Complete shocker. But then when you think about her getting called up, I would have preferred to be somebody else winning the title, but it's good to shake things up in a good way. Like in a good way. Not like your man Jinder Mahal winning the world title. Like, not like that. We don't shake shit up like that, right? Just because they're
Yeah.
about to go on a tour of India and they were trying to boost ticket sales. You don't do things like that. It's good to shake stuff up in a different way. So I'm eager to see where it goes. We'll say that. Let's see. Sometimes you got to give somebody a shot.
And
We gave you the ball. We run an ISO. Let's see what you can do.
And I love, and for those of you who thought it might have should have been Jada Parker or Kalani Jordan or something like that, I love them. But
In due time.
yeah, Jordan,
Be patient.
she's been putting in work. She's a
She's
NXT,
been there a while, right?
she's an NXT veteran. Give her a chance. So I'm with it. I'm with it in due time, like Willie said. But what's your thoughts, Willie?
I like it, man. I have no issues with it at all. I'm going to trust the process in this whole thing. Kind of like what I was talking about last time, and now Boom May is coming in. Great to get her started in NXT. Let her get rebranded if they're going to change her name up and all that.
Yeah.
Let her cultivate her new identity there and learn the WWE way. And then even from a long-term standpoint for the women's side, hopefully they figure out a way to program them appropriately where they all can get some kind of shine. Because again, you have the issue. Yeah, it's great that they're bringing Jordan Grace up, bringing Julia up, bringing Stephanie Vaquera up. But the issue is coming about there ain't but so much TV time. You know what I mean? Like, are you just gonna be a WWE main event show person? Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's got to get on the main show eventually at some point. So hopefully they do enough for those people they're bringing up because they need to make newer, younger female stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you think about it now, you have your Becky Lynch's, Charlotte's, those names, and right under them is now, and then you might say Rhea is up there with them. She's probably skipped over. I think Tiffany is in that next tier. You have the argument either Bianca's with them or above, or in that tier above. I'd probably say the tier above. She's up there now. But that next group of stars you're trying to solidify, Tiffany Stratton has done it. Then again, who do you have after that? Chelsea Green, mid card. She's solidified. Yeah, she'll be there. But again, who else? You're hoping Zelina Vega hopefully gets over. I mean, she had a rough one the other night, Saturday night main event.
Selena can do no wrong in my eyes.
I mean, she can't, man. I think they give her more.
Queens. Shout out to Queens. What up, Selena? 718 in the building. Holla.
Give her the opportunity to do what she needs to do. You know what I mean? Give her more time to be out there in front. So hopefully it'll be better for her. But I like what they're doing about getting those names out there, and the names that they're bringing up are all known already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like what they're doing with
the best part about the call-ups is not the Vince era. Those NXT names will not be wasted.
Yeah. I mean, it was, it happened in a shocking way, but Stephanie Vaquera was going to be on her way up sometime soon. I said it from beginning of the year that I thought Roxanne Perez should have been called up. She got called up. She's officially with Raw. Julia's officially with SmackDown. The reason why I like it is because this is what it does. It, in my opinion, you have, like Willie, like you just said, you have your tiers, right? But the top spot, as far as the top tier, is kind of full or it's crowded, right? Even on Raw, you know what I'm saying? You have Rhea Ripley, you have Io, you have Bianca. You know what I'm saying? On SmackDown, you got Nia Jax, you got, who's always competing for the title. You have Bianca. I'm sorry, take Bianca, put her on SmackDown. I'm sorry. Yeah, Bianca on SmackDown. You got Tiffany Stratton. You know what I'm saying? You got people who can consistently create rivalries. But what this does now is it crowds the mid-card scene because there was nobody. The mid-card scene barely had people. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Zelina, you got Chelsea on SmackDown, you got really, as far as mid-card, it was just Lyra. That's why Becky is inserted in this whole thing. So now you have more people who can create themselves. Stephanie Vaquera don't have to shoot straight to the moon. She can go straight to the, competing for the Intercontinental title. Same thing with Julia, same thing with Jordan Grace. They can go straight to having a rivalry for the U.S. title scene. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, as much as I love Zelina, one of them will probably be U.S. champ very soon. You know what I mean? So I like that it creates a revolving door, because I think that's the one thing that's been missing. It's not just the booking. Is do we have people that's capable of holding these titles and making these titles relevant? And now you calling up two people. You already called up two people previously in Roxanne Perez and Julia who can do it. And now you got two more people in Stephanie Vicure and a Jordan Grace who can also do it. So that's why I love it, man. I think it's cool. And then for the NXT women, like Mariah May comes in and gets to make a name for herself. You still got Jada Parker, who's much improving. You got Kalani Jordan, who her and Sol Ruka put on a banger this past weekend at NXT Battleground, which we're going to get into later. I like it for their development and giving other women a chance in NXT. And now you got that mid-card title scene, because there's no point in having an Intercontinental Women's title and U.S. title if you don't have some rivalries to go for it and make it relevant. So that's why I like it, man. Mariah May, how y'all feel about her going to WWE? Y'all think she should have stayed in AEW, or you like that? Or you like?
I like that we have options now, man. Like I love that we have options. If a wrestler feels as though they want to step out there and try something different, because even though AEW is the second promotion,
Yeah,
people still consider WWE the pinnacle. Like it's been
Yeah,
their
I hate that
dream.
they view it like that's the pros, like, you know what I
Yeah, like
mean?
it's not the pros, but it's sort of like it's still the pinnacle. You know, people that want to be wrestlers, they wanted to get signed by WWE. Like that was their goal, to
it's
be
most
on
people's dream.
WrestleMania, to be on Raw,
Yeah.
even be on SmackDown. So
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it. I just love just the callback to her last match and the ending of the match, and then they're both laying there in the black and white, and the ending credits rolled up, and it was like the end. Like we thought they were talking about the feud. No, we're talking about the end of her time in AEW.
yeah.
It's like beautiful. Like I love it. I'm excited to see what she can do because she's a dope wrestler. Wonder what they're gonna do about her character though. They gonna keep her the same. They gonna switch her up.
That's
So
why I'm curious. How are they gonna present her? Yeah, what's her presentation gonna be like? That's gonna be number one. Like when Jade first came over, her presentation was A1, and she got a chance to work on the rest. What they gonna do with Mariah May? Because we all know like she's way more developed as an in-ring performer than Jade was coming in. But how are they gonna present her? I think that's really gonna matter. Because to be honest with you, not everybody has been watching AEW over the past year. Whether that's fair criticism or not is just a fact. Like you got a lot of WWE fans who may not be all that familiar with Mariah May, so how they're going to present her is going to be very key. Willie, what's your thoughts, man?
As far as Mariah May going to WWE, I mean, that's what she wanted to be at. Again, that's what we were just hitting
Yeah,
at before. So I mean, I'm not gonna yuck your. Again, I
yeah,
support her in the end of the day anyway. So there's choices, there's parity. So that's always gonna be good for business.
mhm,
As far as her going there, I hope they give her the shine she deserves. However, I hope it doesn't come at the cost of any already established name in NXT. That's probably next up. And that
mhm,
goes into I don't think we even had this on the agenda about the whole Karrion Cross Logan Paul thing. If you saw Karrion
mhm,
Cross's response today,
mhm,
um, and what he had said even before that, and then Logan's response, it kind of touches on, and again, she's a wrestler in her own. She's a wrestler, period. I'm right, man. So again, but yeah, she's coming in with a name. It's almost like the Cody Rhodes effect. Like Cody Rhodes skipped the whole line when he came to WWE. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Straight up, like skipped the whole damn line.
yeah,
And it's like that having a name and a brand, or having some oomph behind you,
yeah.
is going to be a benefit coming in the door. Another example of that, Stephanie Vaquer. Well, look what they did. You know what I mean?
Shot her to the moon. Her and
Yeah,
Julia.
yeah.
Her and Julia.
And I'm pretty sure there might have been. I'm assuming there were probably other wrestlers that like they could have who were ready. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question in regards to what you just said. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give you a couple names real quick that would be next up. On a scale of 1 to 10, Lash Legend, how ready do you think she is to be champ?
Next 6 to 12 months, ready.
Okay. What about Jada Parker?
She's ready now.
he's ready.
She's ready
Okay.
now.
He's ready.
All right. Kalani Jordan.
She's ready now.
Okay. So Ruka.
She's not ready. Mid card is she need
She's the tier under those two
yeah,
names you just
yeah.
said.
Okay. Cause they would be the first. They would be the
First name to
first.
think of,
Yeah, first names I would think of. I don't think Tatum Paxley is there yet. Yeah, I think they would be. And what? Oh my God, what's my girl name? From that was with Chase U. I can't remember the girl. I can't remember her name from Chase U. And
The hell.
yeah,
She's next up. She's ready now, but
yeah.
why? I think she just got caught up in that whole Chase U shit. They got to get her a better gimmick than what she has now going with. I think it's like a bad girl thing or something. I don't know. But
Yeah,
Thea Hale is like that though. I
yeah,
fuck
she
with Thea
is.
Hale.
She can wrestle. She
Yeah.
like that. She like
And
that.
she's young as heck.
Yeah,
She's in the same realm as Javon Evans. Like she got with NXT like when she was like right out of high school, like 18 or 19.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with Mariah May, man. This was her dream, so I had no problem with her leaving AEW to go to WWE. We just gotta wait and see because Mariah May kind of took off. She's someone that Tony Storm helped put over. She took off in AEW, since she was doing her thing, but now she gets to use that momentum and chase her dream. So I'm excited to see exactly what's gonna happen with her.
Hey, Deb, real quick, I'm gonna say one more thing and then we can go
Nah,
on to
go
the next
ahead.
topic in reference
Go
to
ahead.
this. I hope with the call ups, although I still think, I don't know out of the Stephanie Garcia or Jordan Grace, like who would probably need to stay. I don't think neither of them need to really stay, especially Jordan Grace or Stephanie Garcia. But I hope with this, because Evolution is coming up too. Ironically around All In Texas, but that's a story for another day. How Big Brother is always trying to step on Little Brother. But the fact that they're trying to call up these women, are they trying to pad the roster so they have enough matches, quality, like that are going to draw names? They're going to draw people.
Yeah.
For that show. So just another random thought that comes along with that.
That show gonna be
These call
jam
ups.
packed. So side note, that's another thing to think about, brother. If we can't make SummerSlam work, Evolution, the night main event, SmackDown and Raw's in Atlanta in July.
I'm not paying for a Saturday night's main event.
I ain't gonna lie, the first two was good. The last one, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be there for the vibes, man. That's all
I
I'm there
definitely would be
for.
there. I
Old
like the
school vibes.
vibes. I'll do it. You ain't gotta
I
break
go,
the you ain't got
I go to Magic City while y'all go to Saturday night's main event.
Alright. What's up, Jazz? In other news,
Hard.
other news,
These are all jokes. These are all jokes.
go back to AEW real quick.
Shout out to them for just put on a banger pay per view too. But Jesus Christ, Tony,
My opinion,
we got to
best of the year, best pay per view of the year, long as fuck.
Tony, come on, dog.
Hey,
like,
do you want a show or do you want some fucking wrestling, man? You pick. Can't get both.
Yeah, put it.
Sometimes
like
you might
this.
get both.
I got home at 11, and the Mayhem match, Anarchy. What is it called? Mayhem the Arena match was on.
Yeah, Anarchy
and there was
Arena.
2 more matches after that.
Hey, but look, I'm gonna say this real quick. In AEW's defense, hey, by now you know what you're getting. So either you a fan of it or you're not. By now, I mean, they've been doing this since the beginning. Like them.
This one was that long ass WrestleMania that was like 9 hours, yo.
I don't know. I can't.
But it was on par with that, yo. It was a lot of wrestling on Follow Along.
I mean, but AEW, they put on a lot of matches and they focus. One thing I would give AEW is, and not like I always like, you know what I'm saying, shade AEW anyway, but they put on a lot of matches while focusing on the quality of those matches, not just the production. That's a very tough thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Not like Trips, his philosophy is with these pay-per-views, and it's been like this since Black and Gold NXT. He gives you quality, but he's not gonna put 10 matches on a pay-per-view. At the very most, he's gonna give you 6, but more than likely it's gonna be 4 or 5. They do quality matches while putting on like 12 on a pay-per-view. But by now you know what you're getting. So either you're gonna watch it or you're not. Like that's how they rolling with it, and I respect it, man. But I'm not gonna sit up here like I watched Double or Nothing. I didn't. I'm gonna go back and watch it. You know what I mean? But I have heard that it's probably pay-per-view of the year for AEW. But I strictly want to talk about 2 things. Number one, well, I will say this real quick. Shout out to Swerve for consistently putting on some of the best entrances in all of wrestling. But number one, the decision to go with Hangman Page winning the Owen Hart tournament over Will Ospreay. How do you two? Because you two are, and y'all are big Will Ospreay fans.
Yeah.
And y'all kind of been saying all year, and I'm not saying that y'all were wrong or anything like that, but I think all of us assumed that Ospreay was winning this match because we thought it was his time to go on to All In, but they didn't. They went with Hangman. You two as Ospreay fans, how do you two specifically feel about this move?
I'm here for it. I support it. I love it. Again, like they've hinted at this. If you look at, again, like the long form storytelling, I'll tip the hat to this, like from the inception of AEW, from Hangman being an alcoholic tag team partner with Kenny Omega, eventually sobering up, getting his shit together, finally winning the title. That downfall, everything with Swerve going batshit crazy to his redemption track he's on now. It's all checking. What I'll say is like, and whatchamacallit, I think Black Nerd Problems was commenting about this also, just about their, well, and I don't think he was talking about this thing back, but their rivalry, Swerve and Hangman is what defines AEW. That is their rivalry. That is what you put their stamp on. Like how every era has their rivalry. You know what I mean? This is AEW's rivalry in their brief existence. This is, if you were to say, what's the greatest rivalry in AEW? You're going to say this. Before that, you might have said CM Punk, MJF. But again, that's unfortunate because I couldn't even get all the way to the finish line.
Right.
But easily, this is their greatest rivalry. And I say, like, I love where AEW is going. I know I'm going a little bit off track. But again, with Hangman,
they're starting to pick it back up. My fault for cutting you off. Yeah.
They are, like, what they have lined up. I'm so excited for it because you have Hangman who's going to win. He's going to be the one. He's a cowboy, Texas, all that just makes sense. The ass is going to go back to London eventually. Will's going to win it there. That's where the payoff needs to be for Will. The hometown boy bringing the belt home. And whatever story that is, whether that's with Swerve, his partner, whether that's with Hangman, whether that's with whomever, that's where Will wins the title. You got Darby about to come back. You know what I mean? Like they got some. I'm looking forward to where they're going with this. The Young Bucks doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Like I like where things are at right now with AEW's title picture. Tag title picture needs some work. You know, that's not what we're talking about right now. But I love it for Hangman. I'm here for it. I'm interested in how they build up to this, to him and Mox. You know, saving AEW and shit. But I support it. I love it.
Shaq, where you at with it?
Like Willie, just to piggyback on Willie said a lot. I'm not mad at, even though I'm an Ospreay fan. Sometimes you gotta go with your ace in the hole, like how WWE always went back to Cena and Orton. Like sometimes you gotta go with what works, right? And be invested in the story. Right. Let's add new layers to it. Let's add new elements to it. You know, always like the never ending story. So I'm not mad at all.
The fact that they're having a story within Hangman versus Moxley is telling you exactly what that relationship means to AEW.
So I'm all about like treating your originals all right. You feel me? Like sometimes you gotta treat the originals good. Don't just always put the title on the new guy or the guy that just got there. Even though that guy's a fan favorite, sometimes it's good to pay off with the originals.
So here's where I'm at with it, right? I'm cool with it, but so here's where it's gonna get tricky. If you're gonna do this move, then one or two things should happen. Either Swerve should win the title before All In, and they have Swerve versus Hangman, or if they're gonna keep it with Moxley, which they will, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. Hangman's tricky part is that's not gonna happen. And that's the problem that I have with it. I think Ospreay can afford to take the loss. I'm not quite sure Hangman, you can do this redemption story to set him up to lose. Because I think, me personally, I think Hangman winning absolutely confirms that whenever Darby Allin comes back, he's winning that title from Moxley. I think that's what this confirms. Me personally. Y'all might feel different, but I think Ospreay winning the Owen Hart tournament, it sets him up to absolutely winning All In. Like, no debate. But I think Hangman winning, I will give the booking this for AEW as much as we talk about their booking. It creates an unpredictable factor of a bunch of theories like we doing and trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen at All In and who's going to win. Is Moxley going to keep the title or Hangman Page is going to win? Personally believe that this confirms, in my opinion, that Moxley is winning, and maybe at All Out right after. They typically, the past couple of years, have had All Out in Chicago. I don't know if they're going to do that this year or not. But at All Out, I think Darby Allin makes his surprise return at All In after Moxley has won the belt to kind of set up the new challenge. And I think at All Out, I think that's when Darby wins. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only problem I would have with it. If you're gonna set up Hangman for this redemption story, only for him to lose and then not have another chance at redemption because Darby Allin's gonna win the title, that's the only problem I have with it. You know what I mean?
I think for him to lose, there has to be a reason why and how that happens. And then it's like, what do you gain from Swerve being the cause of it? Maybe Will Ospreay being the cause of it, but again, why would he go heel?
Oh, he go
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I don't see why it's got to be Hangman. But I wouldn't mind that kind of swerve, no pun intended. I don't know. I'm trying to think before Darby left, did he have any beef with Hangman or anything of the sort?
The story was with Allen and Moxley. Like, that was the story, you know what I'm saying? And Darby had to take the break, you know what I'm saying, to do what he got to do, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him again for accomplishing that goal of climbing, you know what I'm saying, Mount Everest. But yeah, he had to take a break, man. So the beef was with the payoff to this story. If you keeping the bet on Moxley, it honestly has to be Allen winning, you know what I'm saying? And that's my only thing. Like, now we got this redemption arc of him, Hangman Adam Page, and I don't think he's gonna get that redemption. I think he's gonna have this match, and I think as soon as it's over, he may have one more match with Moxley. Who knows? It may be a Dynamite where they have a rematch, and then right after that, I think Darby comes back, and Darby's the one that wins the title. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that might be true. I do a quick check. He was beefing with John Moxley and the Death Riders. They wrote him off TV so he can go and do the Mount Everest climb. So he had some history with them. So there is definitely enough credence either for him to get involved and either help or, be there right afterwards. I'm next.
Yeah, and I think once again, like, if you just had a match, him and Ospreay, they put on a banger. Ospreay loses. Ospreay can go about his redemption arc, you know what I'm saying, and try to get his spot back. But the whole thing with Hangman, as you pointed out, like, this whole character arc of what he's been doing the past year and a half or so, as far as his character being the drunk and doing all these things, going to angry Hangman and all this other stuff, like, if it doesn't pay off at All In, then what for? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we gotta see what happens. I will hope that Hangman wins that match, but I just don't see it happening. I think they set it up for Darby, which I don't have a problem with Darby being champ, by the way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're gonna do this whole redemption arc, then you could have held it off a little bit, but now we're doing it for All In. All In is the biggest pay-per-view of the year at a stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't pay it off, then when are you going to pay that story off? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make certain stories irrelevant without that payoff. That's where I'm at with that. We'll see what happens, man. And by the way, we ain't even got to take long in this topic. Matter of fact, let me look directly into the camera. Tony, listen to me, bro. I don't care about your box office. I don't care about regular tradition as far as the men's champion being the main event. Now that it's official, I am telling you, I'm looking you directly in the eye in the camera. If you ever watch this, I don't care. Forget all of that. The main event should absolutely be Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. It don't take a rocket scientist to know, and I'm not shading Hangman, I'm not shading Moxley. They are two incredible in-ring performers, but we both know which match is going to be the better match. We actually both know which match is going to have the better build-up. We know which match is going to have the better drama. We know which match everybody's going to tune in to see the most. Make that match the main event. It is too easy to put Jon Moxley and Hangman as the main event based off of so-called tradition that the men's championship match has to be the main event. It doesn't. Put the spotlight, give the Toni Storm what she deserves. She don't just deserve a little TV time on the AEW Grand Slam event that you can watch on HBO Max anytime. You charging $60 for a pay-per-view. If you're gonna charge $60 and make us pay the $5, reward us with what we want. Put Toni Storm in that spotlight. She deserves it. She's earned it. Don't just treat her like any other female, man. Make the right call. The main event should absolutely be Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné, man. And shout out to Mercedes Moné too. Bleacher Report did a list. Did y'all see the list Bleacher Report did? Man, I want to get y'all quick thoughts on this real quick. I didn't put this on the agenda, so my apologies in advance. But this it's gonna kind of set up what we're gonna do next week. But I just want to read you this list real quick and just get y'all quick thoughts. All right, before we talk about our last two things. So they did top 10 in-ring performers of AEW and WWE so far in 2025. All right. I'm going to read you this list, and this is why I mentioned Mercedes Moné. They got Drew McIntyre at 10, Sheamus at 9.
The year? He been hurt the whole year.
I'm going to read the beginning. It says, what makes a great in-ring performer in 2025? It is an expansive moveset learned during years spent working across the world. It is an ability to have a great match with wrestlers of any style. Perhaps it incorporates the ability to seamlessly intertwine important story beats while twisting opponents into submission or wowing fans with aerial artistry. The WWE and All Elite Wrestling stars on this countdown of 2025's best in-ring performers possess all of those traits. So yes, based on that,
Boy, I wrote that shit off ChatGPT.
Straight ChatGPT.
Number 8 is Mercedes Moné. That's why I mentioned that. Number 7 is Stephanie Vaquer. Number 6 is Kenny Omega. Number 5 is Hangman Adam Page. Number 4 is Seth Rollins. Number 3 is Io Sky. Number 2 is Gunther. And number 1 is Will Ospreay.
Boy, did you say Swerve Strickland in any of that?
I did not.
Kenny Omega's also been hurt. Like he just came back.
That
like
boy
3
just
months
spun the
ago.
block back from
Yeah, he just came back
diverticulitis,
like
bro.
3 months ago.
That boy just spun the block back from tummy cancer, man.
Tuberculitis.
Sounds-
Diverticulitis.
Yeah, diverticulitis, bro.
You know what it sounds like to me? Sounds like we got our category for episode 50.
Don't put too much sense on you.
But shout out to Mercedes Moné for even making that list, though, man.
You know, she 100% deserves to be on that list. but
Absolutely.
She should be a little higher.
And notice I didn't say Toni Storm's name either.
Another travesty.
Crazy. But this is what happens, man. That's why we need this main event, man. Because I have no doubts whatsoever that based on what Mercedes Moné, who's arguably, in my opinion, doing the best wrestling of her entire career, there I have no doubts it's gonna be a 5-star match. If this ain't I ain't gonna say all that. But if this ain't a 5-star match, I'd be completely shocked.
I was about to say something crazy.
I was about to say something crazy. Not pause worthy. I was about to say like something bet worthy, but I ain't gonna say that. I think it's gonna be a 5-star. So yeah. All right. So let's pivot to not just WWE. TNA. So a shocker also happened Saturday night. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see this happening. You got the TNA president sitting ringside for this match. They put him on camera. You know what I'm saying?
I eat ass face, boy.
They had the champion.
I eat ass face, boy.
You got the championship match in the main event. I just knew. Now, granted, for those of you that don't know, there's been rumors for months that as soon as Joe Hendry's contract is up with TNA, he is signing with WWE. I firmly believe that's true. You know what I'm saying? I really think that's true. I think the same thing we talked about with Mariah May is going to happen with Joe Hendry as far as like him chasing his dream. He's been in contact with so many WWE people that I absolutely believe that's true. So this could be because of that. But Trick Williams is now TNA champion, and he's one of a very few people. I want to say Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. I want to say Bobby Roode is on that list. I want to say, it's somebody else on that list I can't think. But he's one of the very few people ever to be NXT World Heavyweight Champion and TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So, fellas, I'm not just going to ask you how you feel about this move. I'm going to ask you a different question. I'm going to ask you, was this the perfect move for Trick Williams' career? And I'm going to give you context in regards to why I asked you guys that. Shaq, what have you been saying for the past few months about Trick Williams?
He's going to get called up to the main roster and get buried.
Because why? Why did you say that?
Because his promo game is terrible.
Specifically, you say he's not ready.
Yeah, I want that too.
So, with that being said, with that context, was this the perfect move for Trick Williams' career?
I'm going to just say right now, I'm always had smoke for Trick because he went to Hampton.
Yeah, I was waiting to say something. I was about to say, I always got time for some Hampton hate now. I always got time for some Hampton hate.
See one of them Hampton.
Big behold, boy. Big behold.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought this was perfect for Trick, man. I was kind of nervous about Trick being called up. Trick is going to be very popular. So here's what I will say about Trick being called up. Because of how popular Trick is, they don't even boo. He's done heelish things and they still don't boo him. That's how popular Trick is. Now, being popular in NXT and being popular in WWE is completely two different things. Because we saw Johnny Gargano get a crazy pop in NXT, and then a week later he debuts on Raw and nobody barely even makes a noise. So there's two different things. However, because he has a dope entrance and a catchy theme, I think the same thing would have carried over to the Raw, SmackDown. That's just my prediction. But with that being said, like getting caught up and being popular and being ready, those are different things. And I wasn't sure if he was ready. Not just, I think he can cut a decent promo. Me and you differ on that. But as far as his in-ring ability and stuff like that, I thought it needed more work. I think him and Jada Parker are at the same place where they both ready to be NXT champions and stuff like that. But I don't know if they're ready to necessarily be called up right now. I think they need some fine tuning. I think putting him in TNA, I think that's perfect because TNA is a big brand. As far as the IWC is concerned, it's going to put more eyes on him and it's going to force him into a spotlight to kind of fine tune those areas and see if he's ready to actually be called up. Like, what is he going to do with this title reign? This title reign for him is probably going to be the most important title reign of his career because it's going to tell us if he's really ready or not, in my opinion. So I think this was perfect for him. I think this is better than getting called up to Raw SmackDown. He gets to work with a new crop of talent. He's already about to shout out to Mike Santana, man. I was a fan. Yeah, I was a fan of his when I forgot the name of the tag team they had in AEW, but it was one of my favorite tag teams at the time.
Pride and Powerful.
Pride and Powerful, man. I loved that tag team, man. It was sad to hear that they broke up and him talk to CVV about why. But yeah, that's my take on it. Willie, where you at with it, man?
I love the Trick Williams move, but not for Trick, but for WWE. Because this is a pilot test for them. Peep what they're doing right now with WWE Evolve, the ID stuff, ID championship, and how they're trying to infiltrate the independent scene even more than like not just the big names on the independent scene, but like the smaller, you know what I mean, less known but known.
Yeah.
This is a pilot, I think, for them to start to either have their wrestlers do things like this, what they're doing with Trick, at some of these independent scenes eventually. Same way they're kind of doing that with the ID championship. And I think they're doing that with the Evolve championship as well, because that's kind of like on the indies a little bit. But they have their own show now. But I think this is a good thing for WWE, not the fans, because again, I don't think it helps us any much more than it has, because again, they're eventually either going to take over TNA or, you know, I don't think it's fully benefits TNA, not one bit. Yeah, that's what I think.
I think it's good for both sides, man. So we're gonna see, man. I'm very interested to see what Trick is about to do, how he's gonna be Now, one thing I will say, Trick, man, like you really got to step up your wrestling and your promo game, because now you in IWC territory now. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different eyes on you. You know what I mean?
I don't think that it's a good move. I don't think WWE would ever do something like that and have somebody not signed to their promotion win one of their belts.
Mhm.
And it's crazy that CM Punk had this vision like a
Mhm.
while back after when he won the title at Money in the Bank. I was like, yo, no, let me be missing for real. Like, let me take the belt to TNA. Let me take it to
Mhm.
Ring of Honor. Let me take it to New
Yeah.
Japan. And it's just like, nah, slime.
Did Joe? What did when Joe Hendry debuted? Did he win a title in NXT? No, he didn't. He didn't. I'm tripping. I don't know why I had a quick vision of him. No, but Oba's been reigning. So I mean that's next. Are they gonna pull the trigger on somebody from TNA coming over and winning the title in WWE? Like,
So
we gonna see. If this was a Vince era, I would say absolutely not. But we in a different era. You know what I'm saying? They pulling surprises left and right. So we gonna see, man. We're gonna see what happens with that. Last thing before we get into um the main matter of fact, you know what? We can hold off on this. We're gonna go ahead and get into the last topic of the night. Last topic of the night, those of you who watch Saturday night's main event, we didn't even do grades for the event simply because there was no need to. Saturday night's main event served its purpose. You know what I'm saying? It was a decent PLE, decent matches. We can move forward. Now I will say this. I put as a post in a story, like Jey Uso is absolutely proving his worth as world heavyweight champion. I don't care what nobody says. I'll stand 10 toes and down that hill if I have to. Like, I don't want to hear anything about Jey Uso not being a deserving champion. But with that being said, it's not what happened in the main event. It's what happened in the very beginning, the very first match. If y'all remember correctly, I said this would be my pick, and it actually happened. Bronson Reed is the third man. Shout out to big body, the real big body Bronson. I was just playing, but shout out to big body Bronson, man. Shout out to Bronson Reed. How do y'all feel about him being the third man in Seth Rollins' crew? And do y'all? And this is the part two. Do y'all think they done? That's the other part to it. So how y'all feel about it? And do y'all think they done? And when I
I,
say done, I'm talking about adding people.
I love the move. Like add another monster. I think he called, but me and Willie was saying, "Now we don't think he's healthy. Like he broke both ankles
Yeah,
and whatnot. Came back looking pretty
healthy to
pretty
me.
light on his
Boy,
feet to me. Yeah.
that boy's
So
moving.
I like the move. Nothing wrong with the move. Do they think they're done?
Do you see them adding any more people, or do you think they're done?
Who else would fit them?
I told you.
It looks like he surrounded himself with heavies. But I'll say yes I'll say yes. Just to go get some I'll say yeah there for the
Okay, Willie, where you at?
Yeah, I think they're done. I don't know where they go from here as far as adding. You know, you have two singles guys. Maybe they link up to do tag stuff, or maybe they try and get a tag to join them. I don't know where they go from here for real.
That's the fun part.
that's always the best part. We don't know what's happening.
I don't think they're done. As far as who they add and what they add next, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. I've had a couple thoughts, a couple ideas on who probably should link up with them. But honestly, I don't know. Like, they could go out there and get like a tag team. Like, I'm just throwing names out there, like the Street Profits or a young tag team that's up and coming. You know what I'm saying? Claim them as a future. They could add somebody like a Grayson Waller. You know what I'm saying? I said before, or Austin Theory. Who knows? They might be done. They might not be done. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna have to pay attention to the Easter eggs in regards to it. I'm just super glad that Bronson Reed is one of them, because I think this sets Bronson Reed up for a great future after, you know what I'm saying, this is done. The only reason why I don't want them to start adding people is because right now it looks like Evolution 2.0. And I think Seth is better than that. I think he deserves better than that, than to be compared to another group. Let Evolution be Evolution, and let Seth have his own group with his own spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the whole situation with AOP and Buddy, and it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Give him something else that doesn't look like anything else. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that, man. We gonna see. I like it though. I like it. And by the way, I don't care what nobody says. The Tsunami is the best finisher in all of wrestling right now. The Tsunami is definitely my favorite for sure, but I think it's the best finisher in all of wrestling right now. It should be absolutely protected. Nobody should ever kick out. That's where I'm at with it. Now, Shaq, it's on
Yo.
you, my good brother. Where we at?
All right, welcome to all those that love and still watch wrestling. We are now ready for the either or portion of the program. That is where I come up with scenarios, questions, comments, fantasy booking, and let's get the fellas' take on it. All right. So what we have tonight, we're gonna play a little game, my two brothers. We're gonna play a game. You have three. I'm gonna call out some matches, and we're gonna say overrated, rated correctly, or underrated.
Are you gonna tell us what they're rated?
No, you're gonna tell me what they are. You're gonna tell. I'm gonna say the match. You're gonna pick one of those three.
Okay.
How can we say they correctly rated though if we don't know what they was rated?
I mean,
previously?
we know what the masses will rate them. We're gonna buy off of what we
Okay,
think.
all right,
Yeah.
cool. Got you.
We
Okay.
know what the masses say
So
about them.
generally speaking, all these are good matches, and then we're gonna decide if they're properly rated.
Huh?
Okay. All right, cool.
So the first match we're gonna go with CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank.
I mean, it's rated
Rated-
correctly.
rated
Everybody
correctly.
considers, everybody
Rated-
considers that a classic. Yeah, one of the greatest matches of all time.
And go with a recent one, Bryan Danielson versus MJF, the 60-minute Iron Man match.
Dave Metzler gave this match like 7 stars. Then he, or was
I
that
didn't care for the ending of that match because didn't they end up going more? Tony came out and gave him more time. I think that was stupid.
Yeah, nah, okay. So no, I'm getting that messed up. I'm thinking about the MJF and Will Ospreay 60-minute joint. Yeah, nah, I'm with Willie. Overrated.
All right. Goldberg versus Hogan.
I don't care. You just need to go over it. Goldberg in good match. Respectfully, I respect your contributions to wrestling, especially as a kid, man. I'm sorry, brother, but at least for me, you weren't a good wrestler, man. I said
Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell.
It's rated as a classic as it should be. An all-time classic.
This is the thing, like people hate on that match and say it wasn't good until Undertaker tried to kill Mankind. That's the whole issue with this. It wasn't cool until Undertaker tried to kill Mankind. I disagree with that, but I understand that.
Willie,
I'm gonna
you
say
said
rated correctly.
Willie, you said people. We've only heard one person say this match, and that's the person that's in the middle of this screen right now. That's the person that's in the middle of this screen.
It's rated correctly.
It's rated correctly. I've only heard one person say it's not a classic match, and that is Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So rated correctly.
We can't even be truthful. It's all right. Triple H versus Cactus Jack, the street fight at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, it's been a while since I watched that match. I ain't gonna hold you. Willie, where you at with it?
I'm gonna say rated correctly.
Dang, I gotta go back and watch that match. Not the one at WrestleMania,
Maybe
but the one
underrated.
The one at Royal Rumble.
Maybe underrated.
I'm going underrated on that.
I'll go underrated for now, but I gotta go back and watch that match.
And the final one got Bret Hart versus HBK, the Iron Man match at WrestleMania.
Overrated.
Exactly what I was about to say.
It's overrated. I've watched that match within the past year.
Sorry, HBK, but I have to agree.
The first 40 minutes of that match, unless you're like a diehard technical, you know what that match is? That match is like, you know how like you have a game.
You can't say that because the Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit joint they're both two technical wrestlers. That joint was fat.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that joint is like, you know how you as football fans, right? You know how you got that game where the score ends up being like 7-3, and it's like a defensive, masterpiece of a game, but everybody's just not into defense for real. So unless you like into defense, like you loved it, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not really into defense, like you want more scoring and stuff like that, that's how I feel about Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Like if you really into like technical and fundamental wrestling and like people just, you know what I'm saying, showing out their in-ring abilities or whatever, then yeah, like that's a match that you would absolutely love. But that's not a match that everybody can sit through in 2025 and be entertained the entire time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
I'm
just not that.
I'm just a Shawn Michaels hater, so I'm gonna say everything he does. No, I'm fucking.
It's not even that. Now, the last 20 minutes of that match, chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? Fire. But them first 40 minutes,
Pain and
yeah.
agony.
like we couldn't get one pinfall in an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, them first 40 minutes is it starts off good, but it's like watching The Godfather for the first time. Like you waiting for action, and then you gotta watch the movie again to realize it's really about the plot and the story. It's not about action.
About the setup, yeah.
Yeah, it's about the setup. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That was it, or you got something else?
That was it. That was the last match.
Bet. So, yeah, man. I will say this, fellas. I'm gonna give y'all a week to think about this. I'm gonna tell y'all how we're gonna begin episode 38. I'm gonna tell you this right now, so y'all got time to think about this. All right, and I'm picking who's who. Unfortunately, y'all have no say in who's who. But we're gonna do a draft. We're gonna do a brief draft to open up the episode. I'm gonna be WWE. All right. Willie's gonna be AEW. Shaq's gonna be New Japan Wrestling. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get 5 picks. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do 5 picks in different rounds, kind of like how we play Take 5. And each round, we're gonna pick somebody from another company that we wish would join with the company that we're assigned to. So I would be WWE, Willie, you AEW, Shaq, you New Japan Wrestling. If we had to pick who we would want to leave and join our company and actually take them and put them with our company, we're gonna do a draft style, Take 5 style. Sound like a plan? Yeah, I got a week to prepare as your company, all right? And we're gonna draft people from, it gotta be from a different company, you know what I'm saying? But people that we would want to bring over to where we at. All right. So, but thank y'all for watching, man. Episode 37, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to the content. We on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on TikTok, we on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all continue to follow us. Make sure y'all continue to watch the content. Make sure y'all continue to talk to us in the comments. That's the only thing missing. Our followers is going up. We're grateful, but we want to talk more. You know what I'm saying? So talk to us, man. If there's any topics we don't cover, let us know. We're going to be putting out more content, so don't worry about that whatsoever, all right? But from Steve Dent, Shaq, Willie, we out, man. Love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all week. Have a blessed week. Until next time, be easy, man.
Feature 6 more days. We out this bitch.
Knicks and 7.
Knicks and 7. We got a game 6. 6 and 7.
Yeah, thank God we got this going. This need to go 7, but yeah.